Man, what is happening, my YouTube family? Of course, it is your boy B New. I'm coming at you on this Monday. And first and foremost, as always, want to send out positive vibrations and blessings to anybody who could be listening. Now, with all that being said, we all know that the Los Angeles Lakers were in action on yesterday, taking on none other than the Orlando Magic. This was the second game of the Lakers' 5-game homestand that is vital and crucial to them that they keep winning games as they push for a potential perhaps 6 seed or just to stay within the play-in tournament, because we all know what happened in the previous game on Friday, Saturday, whenever it was that they played the Dallas Mavericks and they lost that 1-point game in a heartbreaker. And of course, we did discuss that in depth on last show. So if you didn't get a chance to check that out, please go check that show out. We had a lot to talk about concerning AD and the end of that game. But why I did bring that up is because it is very important how a team bounces back after a loss that was so deflating. And one thing that I emphasized on last show is after the Lakers lost to the Dallas Mavericks, you had AD who looked like he had been in tears. You had Darvin Ham who even looked like he been in tears. You had Wayne and Gabriel looking like he been in tears. And I don't care if it's tears of anger, tears of sadness, or tears of joy, because and I know it's not joy pertaining to a loss, but I'm just saying in general, because tears means there is emotion. And when the Lakers or any other team for that matter is showing emotion, that means they care. It's not just about a paycheck. It's about a legacy, what you're trying to leave behind, what you can show your kids, grandkids, and any other future generation of basketball historians in the future, that you left your stamp on the game. And I'm going to talk about what Klay Thompson said about Dylan Brooks. If I find the time at the end of this show, we could discuss that. Might even do a live stream on that, because I think that'll be a very interesting topic. But to stay on point, let's talk about my boy, Hillbilly Kobe, baby. Hillbilly Kobe, Austin Reaves, showing up and showing out on yesterday, straight up doing this thing. You understand what I'm telling you? And I mean, he's been coming on as of late. If you go back and look at my last episodes from the past couple of weeks or so, I've been a huge advocate for Austin Reaves to be in the starting lineup. I was saying it was a toss-up between him and Beasley, and then Beasley came out and showed out at that New Orleans game. But since then, he turned back to being wishy-washy. So he went back to being wishy-washy with it, and he was doing the same on yesterday. That's why Austin Reaves ended up getting a lot more minutes than he did. He got 30 minutes yesterday. And let's just talk about old Hillbilly Kobe, because I hate we can't give him the original nickname that LeBron James gave him. I won't even say what it is, because y'all know how it is, how they try to busy your boy. So I don't even want to talk about it, but go look it up if you didn't know what it was. It was a cold nickname to me, especially his jersey number, his initials. If you can't figure it out from there, that's on you. But back to what I'm saying about Hillbilly Kobe Bean Bryant, and what I do want to bring up about old Hillbilly Kobe. Austin Reaves has embraced that nickname. He does like it, and I think AD is the one who gave that to him. But what I want to talk to you about in regards to him, before I get into it, I don't know if everybody saw, there was a post that Austin Reaves made when he was 12 years old. This was prior to LeBron James having won a ring in Miami. That was saying ringless LeBron, or whatever the meme was that he posted on his Facebook page when he was 12 years old. See, these haters are going to find a way to try to draw division amongst the Laker fam. But guess what? It didn't work, because he said, man, I love how y'all brought that up. Me and LeBron already talked about it, and we cool. He said it wasn't even a big deal. I was just a fan. I always been a Lakers fan. So imagine growing up as a Kobe Bryant fan and a Lakers fan and getting signed to that organization and doing the things that he's doing right now. That man is truly living the dream. He's going to one day get some big money. I hope the Lakers can sign him when it comes that time and actually pay him whatever it is he's worth. But to me, at this point, I've been saying he should be in the starting lineup over Malik Beasley. That's just my personal preference, because as you can see on yesterday, he had the ability and continues to get to the free throw line. And after the game, he said that he's taken a lot from the Trae Youngs of the world and the James Hardens of the world, and learning how to not create contact, but to draw contact, which is a difference, because we know Harden used to throw himself into a lot of people, man, and I used to hate the way he did it. But as the rules changed to eliminate those sorts of plays, Harden still stays savvy with it. So Austin Reaves is great at stopping on a dime. He gets a defender on his hip. Then when they chase him, because he cross him over and he beats him, and then he slow up. And then, hey, if he's happen to stop on a dime and he about to shoot and you run into him, that's your fault. That's not his fault. So he's a master at creating contact, and the free throws he hit on yesterday was big. You talking about 18 free throws from AR, 16 out of 18 free throws, as a matter of fact, and they were big down the stretch. He did miss one that had me worried for a hot little second, but he bounced back with it. I think he got fouled on the three-point shot as well, where he missed one of those, but came right back on the next play. Actually scored the last 10 points of the game. He was a plus 25. He played 30 minutes, 35 points, 6 rebounds, and more notably, 6 assists, which means he's getting others involved. And, no knock to Malik Beasley. He's a great player to run off screens and to get shots up, and he can create for himself. And he's great in transition, I give you that. But to me, Austin Reaves is even better in transition, especially when LeBron James is in the game. I have to go pull up the numbers on StatMuse or somewhere, but LeBron James and Austin Reaves together, I know, are a great plus, and they have a great chemistry even on fast breaks, because I saw Pat Bev ruin a lot of alley-oops this year to LeBron on a fast break, whereas you see Austin Reaves flip it up nice. He had a nice oop last night. I can't remember to who it was, but you weren't even expecting the oop, the way he just flipped it up there like that for one of his assists. It was a great play. And of course, the fans at crypto.com arena showing much love and appreciation to Austin Reaves. And had it not been for Austin Reaves on yesterday, I don't think the Lakers would have came away victorious. But of course, that eventually was the case because of the outstanding play of none other than Austin Reaves. And just a great story, even when LeBron first came and saw him in Vegas and gave him all the confidence that he needed and said, hey, I like this kid, let's get him signed. They've been having a great relationship ever since then. They laugh together, they joke together. You can tell that there's a great camaraderie between him, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis for that matter. And then it was great to see Malik Beasley after the game showing AR love. He wasn't mad at him. And if they roles were to reverse and Malik Beasley were to come off the bench, I don't think it would do I don't think Malik Beasley would show any kind of ill will towards Austin Reaves. And I feel like the Lakers wouldn't miss a beat. They would actually be better because you would have D'Angelo Russell, who on yesterday had somewhat of a bounce back game yesterday. D'Lo had 18 points, 1 rebound, 6 assists. The good thing, though, he was 6 out of 12 from the field shooting 50%, and he was 4 out of 8 from three-point land shooting 50%. So that was a great bounce back. Overall, though, he was a -8 on the floor. And I'm going to say this again, one of the things that particularly stood out to me, I think this is like the second or third game in a row where the whole Lakers bench was in a plus, but then the starters is in a negative. Last game, the whole Lakers bench was in a plus, and the majority of the starters was in the negative, I think, except for maybe AD and maybe D'Lo. But, you got to look at it. Austin Reaves, a plus 25. That is amazing. Then you look at Schroeder, a plus 22, and a Gabriel, plus 25. Rui Hachimura, I think, was plus 2 or 3. Whatever he was a plus. That is just, if the bench is getting it done better, then you might need to look at an uptick in their minutes. So that's going to be very good to see that the bench can play that well. Now, imagine when LeBron James comes back and you can stagger this just a little better. And right now, as we speak, LeBron James is getting evaluated on that foot. So we'll have more breaking news for that hopefully later to see how that came out. And then Darvin Ham on yesterday did say that LeBron James would play before the end of the season. So, the Lakers had fell to 11th the other day with their loss to Dallas and with OKC. And then OKC on yesterday, man, you got to give it up for SGA. Been doing this thing, not even shooting from 3 the past 2 games and still dropping off 30-something a game. Took it to Phoenix on yesterday. You thought Phoenix had that game in hand, made a hell of a run in the fourth quarter, and lo and behold, the Lakers needed OKC to lose, but they did not. OKC continued to hold fast in the standings. That's why that's going to be a big game on Friday night. I think a tiebreaker game as well for the Lakers to go ahead and break the tie with them and go ahead and punish them, because we all know SGA said he was mad that LeBron blocked his little dunk in the All-Star game. So I'm kind of looking forward to when they match up again. And I don't think LeBron will be back on Friday, but I'm not going to hold out all hope because games are running out. If I'm not mistaken, there's only 9 or 10 games left, whichever one. So it's not a whole lot. But the Lakers this week, they don't even play again until Wednesday, I want to say. So, they have Monday and Tuesday off. It's great in the NBA. We can get a couple of days off in between games. That way you can watch film, have shoot around, learn from any mistakes, and also plot and scheme for your next opponent. And if OKC could handle Phoenix at home on yesterday, which OKC I still think got the best crowd in the NBA. Them in Utah, I'm telling you, they bring the noise. No offense to the crypto.com arena, but sometimes it's relatively quiet unless you give them something to cheer about. But teams like OKC, because you out in LA, man, you suave, man. You just a cool, you just, it's groovy, man. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, when you in a place like OKC and Utah, hey, a lot of people, they just putting they all into their squads. You understand what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I just feel like the Lakers can do exactly what OKC did to Phoenix on yesterday. They're without Kevin Durant. We know they're not as deep as they used to be because of that trade. They got rid of some key players in that trade, which, hey, who wouldn't to get a player like Kevin Durant? But here they are in that situation. Kevin Durant being hurt and injured yet again. So we don't know what their chances are like. You got John Morant coming back. That's going to be very interesting, man. And like I said, I do want to touch on that Dylan Brooks topic here in just a minute. But to continue on to what I was saying, Anthony Davis, he didn't have a particularly good game yesterday. And that's what I'm saying. Since this trade, we have players in depth with players who can step up and do their thing without having to have one player carry such a heavy load. AD did get 34 minutes. He had a double-double, 15 points, 11 boards, only 1 rebound, but he had 4 big blocks. He only shot 6 out of 15 for 40%. And then again, he said he was going to work on those free throws, but he shot a lowly 50% from free throw again yesterday, shooting 3 out of 6. He going to have to do better than that. So he was a -3 on yesterday. But like I said, it was a good thing. Austin Reaves pulled through and had an excellent game. The whole bench as a whole had 61 points. So if the bench has 61 of your 111 points, then that means the bench outscored the starters. So, hey, like I was saying, what does that mean? Schroeder only had 24 minutes. He didn't shoot particularly well from the field. He was 3 out of 9 for 33%, but the 3 shots that he made were all threes, and he was 3 from 6 from deep. They put him right at 50%, but moreover, he was a plus 22 from the game. And then we got to give mad shouts out to my boy, Wayne and Gabriel yet again, always having an impact on the game. As soon as he's come in, getting loose balls, any kind of rebound, skying up to get it. Not the particularly most tall player out there, but he's going to handle his business and just got a good nose for the ball. Had 8 rebounds on yesterday, only 6 points, but guess what? A plus 25 as well. Shot 67% for the, he hit 2 out of 3 shots that he took. And then Rui Hachimura played great off the bench as well. Hit a lot of mid-range shots. Just, when Orlando would make a run and try to get back into the game, Rui hit a little mid-range. He only played 18 minutes, but guess what? He was 4 out of 9, 44%. He was a +3 on the night. And then you got Troy Brown, who I said one of the starters, just like Vanderbilt was a -12. Troy Brown was a -8. It's like the starters just haven't been getting it done. So this might be the time where Darvin Ham takes a look at that, because we've seen the data. The data shows when you have Austin Reaves, D'Lo, and Schroeder in the game at the same time, as well as AD, then you can make things happen, even though that's a particularly small lineup. But you can put Gabriel or Vanderbilt alongside AD, and imagine when LeBron get back, all the different ways that you can be able to tweak this lineup. So I want to say that the Lakers were 3-0 with this new lineup when they had LeBron. They hadn't lost the game. So, but back to what I was saying about Troy Brown, he was 4 out of 8, 50%, and he was 4 out of 8 from 3. So every shot he took yesterday was a 3-point shot. So he's knowing what he's doing as far as spreading the floor. Maybe when LeBron comes back, he'll take a seat, on the bench. And then you'll have LeBron with Vanderbilt and AD and Malik Beasley and D'Lo. But preferably, I would like to see Vanderbilt go sit down and keep Troy Brown in there with LeBron, because then you have shooters in Malik Beasley, D'Lo, LeBron. So at the end of the day, the Lakers are going to continue to, just keep doing their thing. I just feel like, when LeBron James comes back, that the league is going to be on notice. I've kept telling you all, hold on, be strong. I know the Lakers have continued to disappoint. Every time that they got close to 500, they would drop a game. And then especially that Dallas game was a heartbreaker, because had they won at Houston and let AD play, and had they beat Dallas, then the Lakers would be in sole possession of 6th place. But it was just not to be. But it is what it is. It makes it all the more interesting. So we know Golden State got a tough task ahead of them. They haven't been able to be efficient on the road. And speaking of Golden State, I am going to touch on that for just a minute. So I don't know if anybody saw how Klay Thompson, was doing Ja Morant. How he was doing Dylan Brooks at the end of the game when they was just kind of chirping at each other, and Klay Thompson just keep hitting the 1, 2, 3, 4. And I tell you what, he acting like he 4 years old, because that's getting old right now. You living off the past, that's great, but this seems like it's almost a new day in town. And I know the Warriors are without Wiggins, who was a key integral part to them getting the championship last year. But at the end of the day, you know, you got a Steph, you got a Klay, you got a Draymond, you got that core 3. So go ahead and do what you do. But you got a new team on the block now. So you can't trash talk about the past, trash talk about the present. You keep saying that, but when the playoffs roll around, Dylan Brooks might sweep y'all and say 1, 2, 3, 4 his damn self. So who knows? I mean, I don't know. I think it's going to be a hell of a series if they do match up. I would like to see a rematch of that. If y'all hadn't seen my short, go to my YouTube. If you're not a regular subscriber to the channel, you made it this far into the show, I appreciate it, first of all. But second of all, go to my shorts. You know, YouTube shorts, kind of like TikTok. Go to my YouTube short and look up the Steph Curry flopper video from last year, and you'll see why the Memphis Grizzlies lost that series, because it should have went to the 7th game, but because of that one particular play, that just pretty much sealed the game at the end. So check that out if you haven't done so already, man. But at the end of the day, the playoffs are going to be very interesting. The Clippers got OKC twice coming up back-to-back here, I think Tuesday and Thursday, and we'll see how that goes. Either way, if the Clippers lose both games, that's good for the Lakers. If OKC lose both games, that's good for the Lakers. I hate to say I'm going for the Clippers, but let them go ahead and solidify that 5th spot. As the Lakers coming for the 6th spot. The Lakers that come for the 6th spot, they'll play the 3 seed, which means a battle with Sacramento. Let them get the 5th spot, you know, because if they want the 5th spot, then, you know, it's 1 against 8, 2 against 7, and then, you know, three against 6, and 4 against 5. So if they get their 5th spot, they have their hands full with the number 4 seed. If I'm not mistaken, that would be not the Sacramento Kings, because am I forgetting about somebody? Denver is in the number 1 spot currently. Then you have Memphis. Then you have Sacramento at the 3. Then, Dallas. I'm forgetting about Dallas. Dallas is gonna fall down. They supposed to have, I think they play Memphis tonight, and they supposed to have Luka Doncic back. I think Dylan Brooks had already had some things to say to Luka Doncic as well. So Dylan Brooks doing a lot of chirping too, but hey, I like it, you know. So he said that Luka was scared to come back last game. So you would imagine he would. I think it's tonight that they're going to play. So if Memphis can keep doing the favors and knocking out all these other teams for the Lakers, then we're going to keep on appreciating it. You understand what I'm saying? But the Lakers, you know, they don't have an easy road ahead. We do got Minnesota, you know. Unfortunately, Anthony Edwards got hurt. Unfortunate for him, but fortunate for the Lakers. I mean, I don't pray on anybody's downfall, but that's a game that the Lakers should win easily now without Anthony Edwards, because they're not just as a formidable of a team without him. So I look for the Lakers to beat them and to beat OKC and to beat the Bulls both times. Like I said, AD always like to show out against his hometown, Chicago. So we'll see. We'll keep monitoring the situation with LeBron James. If I get any breaking news, I'll be right back here at y'all. But, man, if you haven't done so already, hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that notification. Keep sharing. Keep sharing. It's much appreciated. And, of course, as always, man, I just want to say right on to the real and much love to these haters. I'm out.